It seems like you're flip-flopping on a lot of these things, too, as I ask you how you've distanced yourself from Joe Biden. And we're talking with Congressman Tim Ryan. He's running for Senate against J.D. Vance. Let me go to student debt cancellation. That, if I'm not mistaken, was part of your platform when you ran for president just a few years ago. And, in fact, in May of 2020, you voted for the HEROES Act, which would have canceled $10K in student debt. And you also voted for an amendment in July of 2020 to the NDAA, which would have canceled up to $10K in student debt. So you were for it, and now you're against it. That would be a flip-flop there on student debt cancellation.
Well, look, I think there's a better way to do it. I think the best way, in my opinion, the best way to do it is to allow people who have loans negotiate down their interest rates down to 1% or 2%. That's going to put money in people's pockets. I think that's, again, this is my position. I think that's the cleanest way to go about doing it. People have been getting raked over the coals. That's one. Two, I think that this is doing nothing to actually reduce the cost of college. So we're going to be back in the same position.
I would agree. So why was that part of your presidential platform?
Well, I've always talked about we've got to get to the root cause of this problem, and that's where we are now, and that's why I'm not supporting what the president is doing, because I don't think we should be back here in 5 or 10 years.
It's exactly what you proposed 2.5 years ago.
We're going to have to do the same thing. Well, I mean, I think we've got to deal with the issue, okay? And I can have an honest conversation about how best we do that.
I think
people have been paying.
Student loans are broken, and college tuition is broken. You're absolutely right. But you were in favor of debt cancellation 2 years ago. Now you say you're not.
Well, I just think there's a better way to do it. I think, looking at everything that's happened, there's a better way to do it. Reduce interest rates, allow people to renegotiate those rates down. I think if you take out loans, you should pay them. And I also think that if we're going to do anything in this environment, given that all the money that we've been spending, if we're going to do anything, you better fix the root cause of the problem. And that was not part of the package, and I think it needs to be.